Hello, my name is Carrie Fitzpatrick and I am one of the lucky co-founders of the AnnieMac Worx productivity platform. Well, Agents in Action is finally upon us. We have been working together with every branch across the AnnieMac nation to serve as many realtors as we can. We are investing in our Realtor referral partners, and we are excited to share with you some of the things that we can do together. We can all feel the market changing around us. We can feel the effects of the rising interest rates, and many markets are starting to cool. There's a lot of uncertainty in this real estate and mortgage market right now, right? But one thing that will never change is hustle. Those of us who are willing to grind will rise to the top in any market. Hustle just isn't about work ethic and putting in the hours. Hustle is also about sharpening our skills and differentiating ourselves. Agents in Action is all about differentiating yourselves as realtors and differentiating ourselves as mortgage professionals. Today, you're going to see how AnnieMac Home Mortgage serves our real estate partners in meaningful ways that can directly impact your income. I'm going to turn it over to Russ Fitzpatrick. Russ is the co-founder of this real estate productivity platform, AnnieMac Worx, and my husband. Russ is also a risk media power broker representing the top real estate brokerages in the country. Russ has listed or sold more than 3,500 homes in his 36-year real estate career. He still runs a real estate brokerage in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and has recently been hired as the National Instructor for Realtor Certifications by AnnieMac Private Equity Cash to Keys. So here we go. Take it away, Russ.
Thank you, Carrie. I want to welcome the 71,000 real estate members of AnnieMac Worx real estate productivity platform and the real estate agents that we haven't spent time with before. I'm excited to get to know you and serve our real estate referral partners in new and different ways. You know, AnnieMac believes that you deserve more, and I think you should expect more from your mortgage banking partners. I'm a realtor for 36 years, and this is a somber time in the market. Of course, there's still a lot of demand, and there's still a housing shortage, especially in certain price ranges. But I just pulled up the top stories in residential real estate on a couple of different sources, and every single news story that you read right now about residential real estate is dismal. If I'm being honest, the Federal Reserve giveth and the Federal Reserve taketh away, right? They were accelerating the real estate and mortgage markets during the COVID pandemic, and now they are hyper intentional to slow down the real estate and mortgage markets as we see them. If I look back on 1986, 87, 88, when some of my top producing real estate friends were selling their Lincolns and selling their Cadillacs and selling their big homes in the country clubs, and they were buying Hondas and Saturns and condos because they were devastated by the downturn in the mid to late 80s as the interest rates were in the 10s and 11s. I remember personally, and everyone in my family was affected in 2006, 7, 8, and 9 when the real estate market shrunk. A brokerage like mine was selling and closing 350 homes a month. 350 closings a month. And in 3 months, it went down to 35 homes a month, 35 closings a month. So a 90% compression in the gross volume and production. This may be short-lived. This may be a time that we look back on as a correction. We might look at this as the Federal Reserve was more aggressive than they needed to be. We might look at it as it needs to make more increases in the mortgage interest rates in the hearts and minds of the administration and the Federal Reserve. But I know realtors over the past 2 years that have made a living buying thousands and thousands of leads a month, 100% committed to generating buyer leads. And the funny thing about those leads that we've been buying from Zillow and Realtor.com and those leads that we've been generating is a lot of those buyers want to move, but they don't have to move, right? And I was trained in the toughest real estate markets in the history of the nation that we need to go deeper and find the prospects that have to move, not the ones that just kind of whimsically want to move. What I want to say about that is I think that there's going to be some new important skills and a couple of sectors in the real estate market that we're going to want to master. We're going to want to be able to identify people that had a change in their employment, that are being forced to relocate. As sad as it is, you find families that are under financial duress and facing, a time where liquidating their house is one of the best decisions that they can make. Finding a family that's going through a divorce and the judge orders them to sell their home, or a probate case. Many years, the expired listings that came off the market at midnight the night before and dumped into my MLS as an X on the status were a big way that you could add value and provide a consultative resource to a family that had expired. For sale by owners, do-it-yourselfers are going to have less success, and you can help those residential real estate do-it-yourselfers by showing them how mobilizing the entire real estate community as it relates to the supply and demand of their house can help them get that house sold in today's real estate market. One of the most pointed conversations I've had is with a good friend in Bethesda, Maryland, who sells about 200 homes a year. And she was very pointed about the fact that geographic farming was the superstructure under her entire career, that it was the local area expertise established in geographic farming that made people who have to move call her when it was time to move. I know it's easier just to buy 1,000 leads a month from a lead aggregator like Zillow or Realtor.com. But what works better in all markets is relationship. And geographic farming helps you establish those relationships that will pay dividends, whether it's a strong seller's market like we've been in, or a more balanced market, or even a buyer's market that we might be heading towards. The key for us in our relationship to you as a realtor is to help you differentiate yourself, help you as a realtor stand out from the sea of sameness with other realtors. Showing and demonstrating your local expertise, differentiating yourself as a residential real estate staging expert, starting now. Don't wait. Start now to explore those opportunities with asset managers for the future of REO opportunities and bank-owned properties. And I just did a rent versus ownership comparison for a 27-year-old buyer in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who was devastated by the interest rate increases, and his qualification amounts kept changing on him, and he was nervous that he was buying at the wrong time. And let me tell you, folks, those buyer anxieties are real. They're genuine. They're not something that you can just push aside with some, cute objection handling technique. These are things that are real world anxieties that your buyers are facing. And one of the best ways that we're going to learn together to deal with those anxieties is to do a true granular rent versus ownership comparison. And when I showed this young man that he could own a home for $2,700 to $2,900 a month, and that same home would cost $4,000 a month to rent, then things became a little more clear that probably renting is the worst investment that you'll ever make with $4,000 a month, but maybe ownership uh, with amortization and appreciation might be better at $3,000 a month. So For us to be a great mortgage partner to our real estate professionals, we want to try something new today. We want to give you control of what our relationship looks like. I'm going to talk about a few things today, and you're going to have the opportunity to tell us if we're running hot or if we're running cold. Is that relevant and interesting to you as a real estate professional today? Or can you let us know that, no, I'm not that interested in that particular thing. I'd like to learn more about these things. And then we can approach our relationship. The mortgage professional in your local market can help you focus on the things that you're interested in most. So as we go through this presentation today, feel free to scan the QR code to let us know that you're interested in what you're interested in and what you're not interested in. The cash offer program with Cash to Keys is not a widget. It's not a gimmick. A genuine innovation in the way mortgage companies can ensure the credibility of their pre-approval. Specifically, I would receive pre-qual letters, pre-approval letters from mortgage banks my entire career. I was a listing agent on about 75% of the transactions that I had ever done. And when you presented your offer to me as the listing agent, I would always be very suspect as to the pre-qualification letter or even the pre-approval letter. What AnnieMac is essentially doing is putting their money where their mouth is. If your local mortgage banker pre-approves your client to purchase a home, we're going to add an addendum to the contract that states that AnnieMac Private Equity will buy that home for cash. So everyone wins with cash. The listing agent can relax because they know they don't have a 30-day mortgage contingency. The seller can start to pack as soon as the inspection and the appraisal and the title work are done. The seller can immediately relax after just about a week into the file. You as a realtor don't have to do a lot of the heavy lifting waiting for your mortgage contingency to lift. You can honestly go on to the next deal and increase the return on invested time. I mentioned that I'm converting leads real time at our Fort Lauderdale brokerages today, and we're using the cash offer buying partnership to induce a sense of camaraderie and a sense of differentiation with our buyers and our borrowers. And we're showing them how, as long as they get pre-approved with AnnieMac, we're going to insert a cash offer buying partner into the transaction that's going to help them negotiate their best price, and it's going to help them level the playing field with another offer that might have more favorable financing terms. If you're interested, we're going to give you a lot of collateral printed material that's co-branded to you so that you can not only become an expert in the cash offer buying partnership, but you can also market yourself as an expert. And I'm just going to share with you a couple of texts that I've been sending out to buyers. If you're interested in getting the scripts, the dialogue, the text that we use, and the collateral printed material, just click on Agents in Action QR code, point your camera at it, and that'll let us know that you're interested in working with more cash buyers through the cash offer process. I want to make it as simple as I can for all of the realtors across the country. The first step that I always took with my buyers was pre-approval. I would never take a consumer out to show houses if they hadn't talked to my mortgage partner first. And that was kind of real estate 101 to me. So the first step in buyer relationships is still exactly the same. Transfer them over, introduce them to your mortgage professional at AnnieMac Home Mortgage, and we're going to do a thorough pre-approval. Once that pre-approval is done, we're going to set up a welcome call between the buyer and the private equity firm that's going to be their cash offer buying partner. And they'll explain everything, all the granular detail. And the key here is that you're going to go out and write an offer with the cash to keys addendum, which essentially eliminates the mortgage contingency and elevates the nature of your offer. That's going to allow you to secure the listing. And then 9 times out of 10, the borrower is going to buy the home with their mortgage, no problem. But if anything happens and the borrower can't buy their house on that specific date, well, then Cash to Keys is going to buy the home all cash and you're going to get paid your full commission no matter what. So that's when I said, wow, the transaction coordinator experience for our realtor friends is changing dramatically. And that's not being noticed by a lot of folks. It's changing the credibility of what a pre-approval means in 2022, moving into 2023. And in every case, we're going to sell the house back to your borrower with the exact same terms and price that we set up. So if that's not attractive to you, I don't know what is, but I think it just solidifies AnnieMac Home Mortgage's commitment to our realtor referral partners to make their transactions as easy as possible. Now, with Buy Now, Sell Later, we're flipping the residential real estate transaction on its head. This is the most stress-free way for me to buy a new home before selling the one I live in now. The process is the same: get pre-approved, then go out and find the perfect dream home, then go ahead and write your offer, get your offer accepted, set your closing time, and move into your new home before you've even sold your old home. Is that even possible? If you had an uncle that happened to be a billionaire and he wanted to buy you a $600,000 home cash before you sold your other home, that would make things pretty convenient, uncle. But private equity Cash to Keys does exactly that. AnnieMac Home Mortgage partner with a private equity firm that will go out and buy your home for cash. So if you could take a look at this scenario, this client is getting ready to sell a $325,000 house. They're going to accept a contract on that house and then go out shopping and negotiating the home that they want to buy. In red ink on your screen, the Achilles heel of that situation is that transaction is now contingent upon the successful closing of the existing home, and it's contingent upon a 30-day mortgage contingency probably. So if you're going out to negotiate contingent upon the successful sale or closing of your home, cross your fingers, because there's a good chance that you might have to rent a home for a year or go into an Airbnb for a month and figure it all out because the seller's just not accepting your offer. Now, the client selling the 325 house is going to make you about $9,000 in gross commissions. The same client's buying a home that looks to be making somewhere around $20,000 in commissions. So this is a $30,000 commission at stake here. So this is why the gravity is so important for me to convey to you in the buy now, sell later opportunity. See, your client would love to buy this house for $685, and lo and behold, it pays a 3% commission. They want to sell the 325, pay a 3% commission, but you can't make your $30,000 in commissions today because that seller will not accept your offer contingent upon the successful sale. So let's reverse the two. Let AnnieMac Private Equity Cash to Keys go out and buy the house for cash. And let's just pretend for sake, it's a November 15th closing. So AnnieMac Private Equity Cash to Keys is going to buy the home in the Buy Now, Sell Later program for $685,000 cash and set the closing date for November 15th. You go back to the seller after we've bought that home with a November 15th closing and list their home on October 5th. You get it sold on October 22nd, and guess what? You set the closing date for November 15th, which is then a simultaneous closing with the one that we went out and bought for you. That's all happens in a perfect world. In an imperfect world, your consumer is going to incur a little bit of cost to carry that home for a month or two, up to 6 months, while they sell the other home. Get all the details on Cash to Keys and Buy Now, Sell Later with AnnieMac Home Mortgage by pointing your camera at the Agents in Action button. And if you're interested in taking more listings with the buy now, sell later strategy, let's take a look at what we can do to solve some problems for your consumers, just to make sure you understand that the buy now, sell later program will be co-branded to you. We're going to give you all the marketing materials to help you demonstrate this in your geographic farm area, in your for sale by owner negotiations, when you're talking to an expired listing, or when you're working with that family that really has to relocate across town or across the country, and how you can help them make this contract more convenient. This contract is contingent upon the successful sale. This contract is contingent upon the successful closing. This contract is contingent upon the buyer obtaining mortgage financing. All three of those contingencies go away when you're using the buy now, sell later program. So after 36 years and hundreds of transactions, of headaches and transaction coordinator work, and finding out on the 27th day that I've got a problem, I am more than enthusiastic about this new listing strategy. When I go over to a listing appointment today, I would bring the buy now, sell later listing strategy into the living room with the client and show them that as long as they get pre-approved for their new home, we're going to go ahead and make an offer and secure their home, and Cash to Keys is going to go ahead and buy that home for them. So if you want to get certified as a buy now, sell later listing agent with AnnieMac Private Equity Cash to Keys, go ahead and scan that QR code. We'll get you certified. And even if you're already certified, go ahead and scan it and let us know that you're interested in more marketing materials and more training relative to that listing appointment. So I started out my session talking to you about expired listings. A lot of absentee owners that own rental property have massive equity in their home, and they might even be seeing the market shifting and want to capitalize on their high equity positions as absentee owners. We talked about the real estate do-it-yourselfer and the for sale by owner market, and we've talked about farming. In each of those scenarios, direct messaging on social media, sending emails, making social media posts, and sending direct mail are smart business. For many years, my brokerage used one listing letter template that my realtors called the Miracle Letter. It is a letter that has a lot of market relevant, subdivision specific, and date sensitive calls to action. And I've been using this letter more now as the market is shifting, because when it comes to your investment, timing is everything. And explaining that we just sold a home around the corner from their home and we still have some demand for homes like theirs, and sharing with the potential seller, the prospective seller, the other subdivisions that we're showing that are in the same price point as them, has, for me, established tremendous credibility before I meet seller prospects. What we've added to the Miracle Letter is this postscript. Ask me how we can shop for your new home and buy it for you before you even list this house. This unique buy now, sell later program makes moving easier than ever. And then, of course, if you've known me for any period of time, you know that we offer residential real estate staging services to every seller that we work with to help them maximize their equity and ensure that they get top dollar for their home. So this Miracle Letter is becoming a big piece of the prospecting puzzle as we enter this new market cycle. AnnieMac Worx has developed a partnership with Canva so that all you do is edit the color-coded blue ink and then make it black. We're going to send you a link to our Canva so that you can go in and personalize your letter right in the Canva system. But this letter template is perfect for direct messaging via social media. It is a tool that we use today in email marketing to our seller prospects. Make it a post. If you can get creative and use excerpts from this Miracle Letter in making some social media posts. And maybe it's old school, but hand addressing an envelope to an absentee owner or hand addressing an envelope to a for sale by owner and expired, mailing this letter to any listing prospect is good, sound business. And we couldn't think of any way that we could make it easier for you to take action. So if you're interested in getting a free copy with no obligation whatsoever of this letter that our realtors have been calling the miracle letter, go ahead and scan the QR code with your camera on Agents in Action and let us know that you appreciate something like that. You met my wife a few minutes ago. She's the rock of our household. She's optimistic in any market condition. But I will tell you, she's been through the good ones and the bad ones with me. Okay. She's done $11 million a year in her own farm area. Okay. So she was bringing in her first $300,000 a year as a geographic farming agent. She did not cold call. She did not go to networking events. She did not, prospect for sale by owners and expireds at all. She was a farming agent, and she was most comfortable creating a small town feel for the subdivision. She became so good at it that she managed a newsletter that other vendors paid to be in. Did you hear me say that? Other vendors like roofers and pizza delivery companies and pet sitters used to pay her to be in her newsletter so that she had no overhead to run her newsletter. Okay. So Carrie Fitzpatrick has a bachelor's degree in education, master's degree in administration, been in the real estate business for 30 years, and has run brokerages for 10 years. She's also done, her first $300,000 in income from her geographic farm. So what we're going to do, we're going to pair you up with Carrie for 6 weeks. The whole thing is sponsored entirely by AnnieMac Home Mortgage. And we are going to help you, like my friend in Bethesda, Maryland said, it's the foundation of her entire career. And she sells 200 homes a year, guys. So she's the person who's telling us geographic farming is relevant, it is timely, and it is important if you want to establish a residential real estate career in good markets and in bad. We're going to invite you to this 6-week 6 sessions starting November 2nd with Carrie. First week goes through how to pick your farm, how to choose which farm you're going to work and why, dissecting your farming prospects into distinctive sectors of empty nesters and absentee owners and investors that own property or people that are facing financial duress. Build your brand around your neighborhood culture, creating that small town feel using annual events that you become kind of famous for. Out with the old? No, in with the old. Keep some direct mail in your farming prospect, but use new digital farming techniques with it. That's what week 4 is about. And using a distribution team, finding these other vendors that help pay for postage or pay for printing and help deliver things like, 4th of July flag. And then week 6, I think, is my personal favorite because my favorite word in business is sustainability. And my second favorite word is scalability. First, you have to make sure that something is sustainable. And then once you see that you can spend a dime and make a dollar, once you see that you can actually spend a dime on your farm area and every dime that you put in produces a dollar, well, then you've got a sustainable vehicle. Your geographic farm is sustainable. But once it's sustainable, then the week 6 is all about scalability. How can you take it from a $3 million a year farm that you make $90,000 a year on and make it a $30 million a year farm, that you make $900,000 a year on? That's possible. In fact, I probably have 50 realtors on speed dial in my phone that make over $1 million a year. I would say most, if not all of them, use geographic farming techniques that are taught in this session. So Agents in Action, scan the QR code. If you're interested in joining Carrie on November 2nd for 6 weeks of Farming Fridays, just let us know that that's something you're interested in. I took a listing one afternoon. It was about a $600,000 house. I think the commission was somewhere between 17 and 20 grand. $20,000 commission on a single house. That's not a bad day's work. When I walked into the gentleman's front yard, he was kind of standoffish and he didn't really want to talk to me because his listing had just expired. I said, "Has anybody ever talked to you about real estate staging? Has anybody ever offered you a staging evaluation and made any staging suggestions for your home? What if rather than relisting your home and reducing the price, like your realtor has been telling you to do for the past 2 months, what if it was possible that I could stage your home up to your asking price?" And then I had his attention. I went in with my wife, Carrie, into that listing appointment with one agenda: to analyze the staging, the merchandising opportunity in his house first and foremost, to see if we could validate the price that he's been asking. We discovered that the house was absolutely full of clutter, that the house was absolutely furnished terribly, that the dog was affecting the showings, and that the mother who lived with them had taken over a whole side of the house that was not really that showable. And do you know, for a fact, we gave the gentleman about 30 items to stage his home that would cost him less than $1,500. And we showed him that. And I said, if you do all 30 of those things, we'll keep your asking price the same. If you don't do those things, we're going to have to reduce your price down by about 20 grand to get it sold. We had enough rapport based on that meeting. He said, "I'll sign the listing agreement now," which he did. That gave me a week or two to pre-market, get all my photographs taken and everything, sign installed, lockbox installed. And guess what? It was cute is the only word I could use, because he was out in his yard and in his home with my list for about 10 days before we put his house on the market. And as God as my witness, we sold his house above the asking price that the other brokerage had been asking, and we did it in 4 days with multiple offers on day 2. It just took us a couple days to negotiate which was the best for him. He is a long-term family friend, as are most of my clients, because staging is important. You can add value to the listing presentation. You can add value to the listing relationship. You can elevate your stature. You can step out from the sea of sameness and say, I'm not just about putting your house in the MLS. I'm also about maximizing your equity and protecting your equity. On November 9th, Devin Pinchez is going to host Introduction to Real Estate Staging. She started with my brokerage as an intern relocation coordinator. Today, she's the membership director for AnnieMac Worx. She runs, I think we're at 71,000 realtors and about 3,000 or 4,000 broker owners. So about 74,000 agents across the country that she works with. She is the best customer service person I've known in my career. She was well trained as a first-class flight attendant with British Airways, and she has a fantastic journey through the real estate industry already. We're putting her in front of you on November 9th so you can join America's elite residential real estate pros, help you integrate staging services into your listing relationships. If you're willing to sell a home today, would you prefer to list with a realtor that can just put you in the MLS, or would you prefer to list with a realtor that can help you increase and protect your home's equity by merchandising your property to its highest possible price? That's what staging is all about. If you have never been through formal staging education, it is a formula, just like any other formula. And if I had an expired listing or a for sale by owner, I might start talking to them about staging rather than listing, right? Do not reduce your price. I'm serious. Many home sellers are already dropping their price. Please allow for a quick real estate staging consultation before considering a price reduction. I am a certified real estate staging expert and can oftentimes stage up to your asking price. This is what top listing agents do. They solve problems. They act as a consultative advisor, right? Just going in and reducing the price by 20,000 is easy. Going in and looking at the house through the eyes of a buyer and realizing that it's probably not appealing to as many people as it could if we did X, Y, and Z. You're adding convenience, you're speeding up the sale, you're increasing equity, and you're solving problems. As a friend, I would love to see you become a staging expert, not just to get the certificate of completion, but to start to use those staging conversations at the first substantive contact with a prospective seller. If you're interested in any of the things that we talked about today, go to worxsignup.com/agents in action, or just scan the QR code on your screen. At AnnieMac Home Mortgage, our success as a mortgage bank truly is measured by your success as a real estate agent. It's my privilege and it's an honor to try to drive where we're heading in this real estate market. Scan the QR code and let us know what you're interested in and what you're not interested in, and we'll develop our relationship around those things that matter most to you. Thanks for your time.
Well, thank you, Russ. That was jam-packed with income-producing opportunities for our real estate partners. There really is something for everyone to use in their local market. I know that I'm looking forward to hosting Farming Fridays. It's starting up again on November 2nd, and I know that Devin is excited to launch her new staging certification that's coming up on November 9th. From my perspective on the industry, one of the most important things that Russ shared today is the famous quote that hangs in our real estate brokerage. The only sustainable advantage in business is world-class service. World-class service is about how you make people feel. World-class service is about convenience, comfort, and being thoughtful and being thorough. And with world-class service in mind, I am proud to have the ability to introduce AnnieMac Home Mortgage's cutting-edge point-of-sale technology. This final presentation is brief, but can become uber important for the future of your real estate business. My friend, Mr. Joel Talent, has the privilege of introducing this point-of-sale technology to you. So let's take a look at Simple Nexus with Mr. Joel Talent.
Thanks, Carrie, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joel Talent. I'm the Director of Training and Development here at AnnieMac. Today, I'm here to tell you about how to put your loan officer in your back pocket with our mobile app and tools in Simple Nexus. Before we dive in, let's go over our agenda. We're going to discuss what Simple Nexus is, how it can help you, how to get Simple Nexus, and then how to use it. I also want to point out you can access Simple Nexus via the mobile app on your phone or tablet and on your computer. Simple Nexus is AnnieMac's point-of-sale system that you, the loan officer, and the borrower can access through the mobile application or online dashboard to help create, manage, and participate in a seamless loan experience every step of the way throughout the loan process. So let's talk about how Simple Nexus can help you. The mobile app allows you to have your own professional, co-branded mobile app and online dashboard with any AnnieMac loan officer you are working with. This means that both you and the loan officer can share each other's contact information with potential clients with a click of your thumb. It's that easy. Send pre-approval letters with a click of a button. From the mobile app, you'll be able to generate pre-approval letters. In the dashboard, you can even customize the sales price to the maximum pre-approved amount. Pretty awesome, right? This allows you to customize your pre-approval letters to match your exact offer. Next up is the loan calculator built right into the mobile app. When you share the mobile app with your customers, you're also giving them a mortgage calculator. The calculator is one of the tools borrowers use the most when considering offers and deciding on a home. When they go to use this tool, you want them thinking of you and the value you provided. Don't let them search online for a mortgage calculator that sends them to one of your competitors. We give you the tools to understand your prospect's probable buying power before even speaking to your AnnieMac loan officer. These calculations can be saved and shared with your buyer and or the loan officer. Now, everyone's had that night where you just can't sleep and can't stop thinking about that one deal. No matter what time of day, you can access your account to see what's going on with your buyers who are getting financed with AnnieMac. With the touch of your fingertips, check in to see what is the status of the loan without having to make any phone calls or send any emails. You are always in a place of knowledge and understanding about what's going on. You can also opt in for both email and app notifications that will tell you when the loan has advanced to the next part of the process, when that approval is received, and when closing documents are being prepared. This will increase your credibility and look more cohesive to your buyer and increasing the level of customer service. Then, when their friends ask about how their experience was, they can brag about the team and the experience that you brought to the table. Okay, now I know you guys are going to love this, so let's talk what to expect next. Your AnnieMac loan officer will send you a sign-up link. Don't worry, it's super quick and easy to do. You can expect to receive it in one of three ways: a text, an email, or a QR code to scan. The cool thing is that any of these options are the same way that you can have your borrowers or prospects sign up, and they will be automatically connected to you. This is the first step, and it'll come from your AnnieMac loan officer. Once they share the link with you, access the site and download the mobile app. Let's dive in and see what to expect. The loan officer will click the Share App link within their mobile app and select Partner, as they are sharing it with you, the realtor. The only information that they will need to get from you to sign up is your first and last name, email, and phone number. This will be the same information that you will need to input when you share this with your borrowers. You will just click on Borrower instead of Partner. The loan officer then will click Send Invite. This can be done one of two ways, via text or email. In this example, the loan officer selected text. Now, we're going to show you how easy it is to install once the text comes over to you. Here is the text that you will receive from your loan officer that you partnered with. Simply click the hyperlink and it will prompt you to the Simple Nexus webpage that is linked to your loan officer. First, enter your email and click Continue. Next, you're ready to navigate to the mobile app. This will reroute you to either the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, depending on which type of mobile device you have. It'll prompt you to download and install the app, and once downloaded, it will prompt you to enter the email address that you just input into the browser. Click Connect. Next, it'll prompt you to select how you would like to receive your two-step authentication code. Once received, enter it in the field. Enter your first and last name, click Next. Confirm your phone number by clicking Use this number. Create a password. This will be the same password you will use to log into the online dashboard. Click Save. Now you're in. Easy, right? You can see your contact information first, followed by your AnnieMac loan officer. From here, you will be able to share your app, view your contacts, navigate to the loan calculator, scan purchase contracts, copies of earnest money receipts, etc. And check on the status of your buyer's loan. We will touch on this a little later. Another way that you can sign up is by getting your loan officer link, and you can sign up at any time. Let's check it out. You will click on the custom link from your loan officer and paste it into a browser. This can be done on your computer, tablet, or mobile device. All of the next steps will be very similar to what we did before. It will prompt you to enter your email address, just like the previous link. Again, you'll want to enter your first and last name as well as your phone number. Once this information is input, you can click Create Account. Select how you would like to receive your two-step authentication code. Enter it in, click Verify. Confirm your name, click Next. Confirm your phone number, and then Next. Create a password and save. This will take you to the home page of your dashboard if you log in via the web. Now that your account has been created, we want to make sure you customize your profile by adding your headshot, company logo, and any website information you wish. Note, you will need to customize these options on the dashboard, not through the app. To do so, log into your SimpleNexus dashboard on the website. The first page will take you to where you can edit your profile. Click Edit Profile. To upload your headshot, click Upload New on the left-hand column. Select the image you wish to use from your computer. You can crop and adjust it as you see fit. Once you're ready, click Upload Image. Your profile pic is set. Now follow the same steps to upload your company logo in the right-hand column. Next, you can review and edit any personal contact information. Click Update Info once complete. You can add a biography in your bio section, as well as any other useful web links that you would like to share with your buyers. Now that you got to see how easy it was to sign up and install the mobile app from your loan officer, let's show you how you can share this with your buyers. Now remember, you can share the app via text, email, or QR code. The QR code is on your online dashboard. In this example, we'll show you where to show it with your buyers via text, as this is the most common way to do so. From your mobile device, click Share this app. As you can see, it is linked to your loan officer. Enter your buyer's name, email address, and phone number. You can add any notes that you would like about the buyer that only your loan officer will see. Click Send App and it will provide you with the option to either text or email to the borrower. The borrower will then receive the link to sign up for the app. Now, let's calculate. Remember, even if your buyer isn't ready to start shopping or start the application process, the app will give them the option to start understanding their buyer power by utilizing the calculator feature. The home page of the calculator allows you or the buyer to create a new purchase and reference previously saved calculations. We're going to start a new purchase by clicking New Purchase. You will then enter the sales price, down payment, annual taxes, annual insurance, and HOA dues. If applicable, it will generate what their estimated monthly payment will be. You can save the calculations so the loan officer can easily reference them back, as well as click Get Pre-Qualified by your loan officer. A fast and powerful tool to get your buyers ready when the time is right. Next, let's talk to the power of being able to generate a pre-approval letter at the touch of your fingertips. From your home page, you will go to Loans, click on your buyer, and go to View Letters. Once you click on the letter, you can see that you can adjust the letter, request changes, or share the letter. If you want to adjust the sales price, click Adjust Letter. Click the slider or type in the amount in the field. Once ready, click Send Request. A new letter will automatically generate. Click View Letter. Next up, let's dive inside the loan and see what's going on every step of the way. Once you're in the loan details for your buyer, you can see there is a document status section to see if there are any outstanding documents your buyer will need to supply to AnnieMac. In addition, the loan milestones are right below to show you where they are in the process. If you click on the milestones, it will show you all of the milestones that give you a quick synopsis of what each milestone means. You can also grab quick related contact information so you can easily reach out to all prospective parties within the transaction. Again, the key word here is easy. We want you to be able to spend your time getting deals, not waiting for updates. With the app, you're always in the know. Once you're using the app, it feels like you have your loan officer right in your back pocket or purse.
Wow, thank you, Joel. Having my loan officer in my back pocket, or as I like to keep mine, in my purse, is really a game changer. For my relationship, not only to the professional who I trust with my business, but to each and every transaction that I'm working on. This concludes our presentation for today. I want to thank all of you who took a few minutes out of today to hear about all of the different ways that you can, as Russ said, set yourself apart from the sea of sameness in our industry. We not only have the ways we talked about here today, but hundreds more. We are so proud to be partnered with AnnieMac Home Mortgage, AnnieMac Private Equity, and you, our realtor friends. If you're interested in any of the programs that you've heard about here today, scan the QR code right up here and let us serve you. I'll see you next time.